what's the name of the monkey?
Muggle.
Muggle? That's right. And what about, this is Humpy Rumpy, this is Trunky, this is Mugglewump. And hey everybody, we're just waiting for a few more viewers to join. Sorry about the broken link before. Wasn't expecting that. What's going on now? Okay. So I would get Harry to do a little retell and tell you what's happened in the story so far. But anyway, there's this big old enormous crocodile and he wants to go eat some kids and he's really talked up how he's going to do it with all his clever tricks. And everybody he's talked to is not keen on him doing this. And right now he's heading off to the town after taking a snap at the old roly-poly bird. So let's continue. I'll just read that last page. At last, the enormous crocodile came out of the other side of the jungle into the sunshine, and he could see the town not far away. Oh, 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 he said, talking aloud to himself. The walk through the jungle has made me hungrier than ever. One child isn't going to be enough, Hari. I won't be full up until I've eaten at least 3 juicy little children. He started to creep forward towards the town. Here's the beginning of this chapter. The enormous crocodile crept over to a place where there were lots of coconut trees. He knew that children from the town often came here looking for coconuts, and the trees were too tall for them to climb, but there was always some coconuts on the ground that had fallen down. The enormous crocodile quickly collected all the coconuts that were lying on the ground, and he also gathered together several fallen branches. Now for clever trick number 1. He whispered to himself. It won't be long before I'm eating the first part of my lunch. He took all the coconut branches and he held them between his teeth. And he grasped the coconuts in his front paws and then stood up straight in the air, balancing himself on his tail. And he arranged the branches and the coconuts so cleverly that he now looked exactly like what?
A tree!
Yeah, it's a pretty clever trick. Hari, should we move forward so everybody can see the pages? So yeah, this is his plan. Very clever. Soon 2 children came along. They were brother and sister. The boy was called Toto, and his sister was called Mary. And they walked around looking for fallen coconuts, but they couldn't find any because the enormous crocodile had gathered them all up. Oh, look, cried Toto. That tree over there, it's much smaller than the others, and it's full of coconuts. I think I could climb that one quite easily if you help me up the first bit. Toto and Mary ran towards what they thought was a small coconut tree, and the enormous crocodile peered through the branches, watching them as he came closer and closer. He licked his lips. He began to dribble with excitement, and then... Suddenly, there was a tremendous whooshing sound. It was the hippopotamus. He came crashing and snorting out of the jungle. His head was down low, and he was galloping at a terrific speed. Look out, Toto! Shouted Humpy Rumpy. Look out, Mary, that's not a coconut tree. It's the enormous crocodile, and he wants to eat you up. Humpy Rumpy charged straight at the enormous crocodile. He caught him with his giant head and sent him tumbling and skidding over the ground. Owie! Cried the crocodile. Help! Stop! Where am I? Toto and Mary ran back to the town as fast as they could. Did he eat any children, Harry?
No!
Not yet, anyway. Let's see what happens.
He saved the children.
He did. Nice one, Humpy Rumpy. Okay. But crocodiles are tough. It is difficult for even a hippopotamus to hurt them, and the enormous crocodile picked himself up and crept towards the place where the children's playground was. Now for clever trick number 2, he said to himself. This one is certain to work. There were no children in the playground at that moment. They were all in school. And the enormous crocodile found a large piece of wood and placed it in the middle of the playground. And then he lay across the piece of wood and tucked his feet in so he looked exactly like a
seesaw.
When school was over, the children all came running onto the playground. "Oh, look," they cried. "We've got a new seesaw." They all crowded around, shouting with excitement. "Begs, I have the first go." "I'll get on the other end." "I want to go first." "So do I. So do I." Then a girl who was older than the others said, "It's a rather funny, knobbly old seesaw, isn't it? Do you think it'll be safe to sit on?" "Oh, of course it will," the other said. "It looks strong as anything." The enormous crocodile opened one eye, just a tiny bit, and watched the children who were crowding around him. Soon, he thought, one of them is going to sit on my head, and then I'll give a jerk and a snap, and after that it will be yum, yum, yum. And then... Oh, you can't remember, can you? At that moment, it was a flash of brown. Who is it, Harry?
There's a monkey jumping into the playground.
It's Mugglewump, the monkey. Run! Mugglewump shouted to the children. "All of you, run, run, run. That's not a seesaw. It's the enormous crocodile, and he wants to eat you up." The children screamed and ran for their lives. Would you scream and run for your life? The children screamed, ran for their lives.
I'll bring my magic sword.
Oh, thanks, Harry. You could save us all. Mugglewump disappeared back into the jungle, and the enormous crocodile was left all alone in the playground. The end.
No.
No, it's not the end. Oh, this crocodile and his clever tricks. He cursed the monkey. Harry, we don't do that. Harry, he cursed the monkey and he waddled back into the bushes to hide. "I'm getting hungrier and hungrier," he said. "I shall have to eat at least 4 children now before I am full up." The enormous crocodile crept around the edge of time, taking great care not to be seen. He came to a place where they were getting ready to have a fair. There were slides and swings and dodgem cars and people selling popcorn and candy floss. Which one would you have, Harry?
Candy floss.
There was also a big roundabout. The roundabout had marvelous wooden creatures for the children to ride on. Have you been on one, Harry?
No.
Are you sure you've been on one of these, haven't you?
Yes, I want to go on another one.
One day, Harry.
Then after sickness.
That's right, Harry. There were white horses and lions and tigers and mermaids with fishtails and fearsome dragons with red tongues sticking out their mouths. "Now for clever trick number 3, said the enormous crocodile, licking his lips. When no one was looking, he crept up to the roundabout and put himself between a wooden lion and a fearsome dragon. He sat up on his back legs and he kept very still. He looked exactly like a wooden crocodile. On the roundabout, soon all the children came flocking into the fair. "Wow, this is going to be so much fun!" And they ran towards the roundabout. They were very excited. "I'm going to ride on the dragon. I'm going to ride on the white horse. I'm going to ride on a lion." And one little girl whose name was Jill said, "I'm going to ride on that funny old wooden crocodile." The enormous crocodile kept very still, but he could see the little girl coming towards him. "Yummy, yum, yum," he said. "Tonight I'm going to gulp her up easily." What's going to happen next? Suddenly, there was a swish and a swoosh, and something came swishing and swishing out of the sky. Who was it?
The roly-poly bird?
That's the roly-poly bird. He flew around the roundabout singing, "Look out, Jill, look out, don't ride on that crocodile," because he sings. Jill stopped and looked up. "That's not a wooden crocodile," sang the roly-poly bird. "It's a real one. It's the enormous crocodile from the river, and he wants to eat you up." Jill turned and ran. So did all the other children. Even the man who was working the roundabout jumped off and ran away as fast as he could. The enormous crocodile cursed the roly-poly bird, and he waddled back to the bushes to hide. "I'm so hungry now," he said to himself. "I could eat 6 children before I'm all full up." And just outside town, There was a pretty little field with trees and bushes all around it, and this was called the picnic place. There were several wooden tables and long benches, and people were allowed to go there and have a picnic at any time. And the enormous crocodile crept over to the picnic place. There was no one in sight. Now for clever trick number 4. He picked a lovely bunch of flowers and arranged it on one of the tables. And from the same table, he took away one of the benches and hid it in the bushes. Then he put himself in the place where the bench had been. And by tucking his head under his chest and twisting his tail out of sight, he made himself look very much like a
bench.
A bench with 4 legs. Soon, 2 boys and 2 girls came out carrying baskets of food. They were all from one family, and their mother had said they could go out and have a picnic together. "Which table shall we sit at?" said one. "Let's take the table with the lovely flowers on it," said another. The enormous crocodile kept as quiet as a mouse. "I shall eat them all," he said to himself. "They will come and sit on my back, and I will swizzle my head around quickly, and then it will be squish, crunch, gulp." What happens? Suddenly, a big, deep voice from the jungle shouted, "Stand back, children! Stand back! Stand back!" The children stopped and stared at the place where the voice was coming out. Then, with a crashing of branches, who came out, Hari? Trunky the elephant came rushing out of the jungle. "It's not a bench you were going to sit on," he bellowed. "It's the enormous crocodile, and he wants to eat you all up." Trunky trotted over to the spot where the enormous crocodile was standing, and quick as a flash, he wrapped his trunk around the crocodile's tail and hoisted them up into the air. "Hey, let me go!" yelled the enormous crocodile, who was now dangling upside down. "Let me go! Let me go!" "No," said Trunky, "I will not let you go. We've had quite enough of your clever
Tricks.
Trunky began to swing the crocodile round and round in the air. At first he swung him slowly, then he swung him faster and faster and faster and faster still, and soon the enormous crocodile was just a blurry circle going round and round and round Trunky's head. The end.
No.
Suddenly Trunky let go of the crocodile, and the crocodile went shooting high into the sky like a huge green rocket. Up and up he went, higher and higher, faster and faster. He was going so fast that soon the earth was just a tiny dot miles away. Where is he now?
Where's the Earth?
You can't see Earth. He's come from Earth. What planets do you recognize, Harry?
Saturn.
A few. He whizzed on and on. He whizzed far into space. He whizzed past the moon. He whizzed past stars and planets until at last, where's he going, Harry? With the most tremendous bang, the enormous crocodile crashed headfirst into the hot, hot sun, and he was sizzled up like a sausage. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You can see that storybooks were a little different back in the 80s or the 70s, whenever that was made. But I think it was quite a fitting end for the enormous crocodile. I think he was going to do some serious damage if he was left anywhere near those children. Thanks for listening. I will talk to you next time.